Hi everyone, this is Janet Wakeland with Remarkably Created, and are you ready for some more 2023 holiday catalog sneak peeks? Because there are more. I've got some fun for you tonight with our brand new Deckled circle dies and our wishes all around. And some of the projects incorporate some of the sneak peeks that you've already seen. So the catalog I'm referencing is this catalog right here. And if you've received your catalog already, give me a little thumbs up, a little smiley face, a little heart, something like that. If you have not received your catalog yet, and you're one of my customers, just hang tight, they are out in the mail. If you don't have anybody to send you one and you're feeling a little sad, then make sure you reach out to me and we'll see about getting one into your hands. Those that receive my catalogs receive a first order discount and access to my newsletter, all kinds of fun stuff. So this is the catalog that you want. You can order directly online. You do not need a catalog, but it is filled with all kinds of fun product tips as well as hundreds of full color samples. And I do have the supply list of all of the supplies used. I don't have the step-by-step instructions, but I do have a supply list to provide to you when you get a catalog from me of everything used in that catalog. So that's the mini catalog. That's what we're talking about. Let's jump in with the circle dies first. These Deckled circle dies. You're probably thinking, why the heck do I need more circles? I have like punch circles, I have other circles, I have layering circles, stitch circles, you name it, I've got circles. Well, first off, these are deckled. In other words, they have kind of a crinkly, fun edge to them. Second off, there's 14, and the largest one is 5 3/4. And what that means is that it's slightly smaller than a 6x6 square. So you're going to be able to do all kinds of crafty things with some of the different types of embroidery hoops. These are going to be great for mats on your scrapbook pages. Again, just other big crafty things if you're wanting to do framed art and stuff like that. And just a bigger wow impact on your cards. The smallest one, let me see if I can get the smallest one kind of popped out here. I did not cut these out like I've been doing some of the others for you because it is a general circle shape. Like I said, they start at 5 3/4, and the smallest one is just about 1 inch. One of the things that I did want to show you though is how well they work with the other circles that are out there. So one of the first things, I've got a whole little stack of circles here. We have our 2 3/8 punch and we have our 2-inch punch. So let's grab some of the smaller circles that are here. And you are going to find that you have one that fits just nicely around, giving you just a really nice border around that 2-inch punch. And then the next size up is going to layer really nice, but the one that's even better is one size even bigger than that. So you are going to be able to layer with your 2 3/8 punch and your 2-inch punch, creating just a little type of like a scallopy deckled looking edge to those solid circles. Then the other circles that we have the ones, they have a stitched edge, and these are from our Stylish Shapes. So let me make sure I have all of those. And there are 5 different sizes, actually 6 different sizes in that Stylish Shapes and these are ones that are currently available, okay? Some of you may have some of our older dies in your stash. I don't happen to have the older dies in my stash, so I can't showcase them for you. But some of you are definitely going to find that you're going to be able to work with your older dies and things like that. So making sure I have the right ones. I've kind of already started sliding them around. So here's the largest circle from the Stylish Shapes, and making sure it stays up in camera view for you. And you are going to be able to layer that. So you are going to have a die for that one. Next size down. And this is the only, oh wait a minute, is over here. So you are going to have layers for your Stylish Shapes. Okay, so you're going to be able to work with your Stylish Shapes, which is going to give you a lot of possibility, and you'll see that on some of the projects. And then the other one that we do have a set called Reach for the Stars, It's the one that has the planets, and it has the rocket ship and the astronaut. Oops, and even this tiny little one. The little one will give you a little thicker border, but even the littlest one has a layer for it. So then we have this set from the stars, and there are 6 dies in that one as well. And these ones also work well with stylish shapes. This has a deckled edge. The stylish shapes has a stitched edge. The punch and the reach for the stars just has a smooth edge, nothing fancy to them or anything like that, which is one of the reasons why they all layer together so well. So again, looking back through them, you are going to be able to layer all of the dies right on down to the littlest one in the reach for the stars. So an extremely versatile set. And again, there are 14, and that's from the little. But then look, you've got all of these large ones. Look how much fun that you're going to have doing great things with these larger dies. So let me set everything aside so that we don't lose any of our pieces. And let's jump in and take a look at a few samples to inspire you with these punches. I'm a big fan of shape dies because, again, there's so many things that you can do with them, and they work so well together. So I'm going to show you 2 samples that you've already seen. And could I have done this with a circle die? Yes, but it wouldn't have been the same. The little deckled edge really does give it that ruffled flower look. So I think that it really does make a difference to have a circle that has a rough edge to it. So you've already seen this one. And this is the garden walk paper that we did from the suite. When we did the autumn showcase, all about autumn, in this case, again, that rough deckled edge, and layered 3 of the circles together. And in this case, I just balled them up. I just crunched them up in my hand and flattened them out. So here's a new one just to show you how well they layer. This is the largest circle from Stylish Shapes layered onto one of the deckled circles, and it's just that nice little edge, and it's just kind of roughed up a little bit, and because of that roughness is why I tore the paper here. Paper here is from the Garden Walk. I'm loving that paper. I think it's a lot of fun. Then here on this card right here, what you're seeing is just kind of giving a whole different shape and new layout opportunities for you. 2 of the much bigger circles used as an element on the back, and then the horizontal look is broken up with vertical strips. The Noel is put on another decal, and this paper here is watercolor washed and soft, and so the decal edges, the torn pieces, just kind of keep it all soft and broken up. So there's another one for you. Another fun way to use these circle dies is to create a flap on your card. So in this case, if I turn it over, I used one of the much larger circles, and this is something that wouldn't look as well and wouldn't work as well with your smaller circles. And then I used 2 more circles to create the layers. The only one that I folded to the back was the very first layer. When I tried to do the second and the third layer, it just got way too thick on the fold, okay? So just use that large layer to create a flap, and I kept the paper the same on the flap and on the card. That's our bow punch, paper florist. The greeting, again, is on the decal. You mean so much to me. Hope your day is a happy one. And giving you a little sneak peek, there are 2 new greeting sets that are coming. We also have a holiday greeting set. Actually, a couple holiday greeting sets, but these are more like this is year-round throughout the year with Easter, birthdays, best of luck, trick-or-treat, Valentine's, cheers to the new year, thank you, you mean so much. And then this one is more, you're in my thoughts and prayers, you bring joy to my heart, hope you're feeling better soon, more those type of sentiments. And I'm finding that these sentiments work both as well on the front of the card as well as on the inside of the card. But here, you mean so much to me came from this one, and then hope your day is happy came from here. But again, it's a great use using it to create a flap on your card. And then one other way I've used them, you've seen this box when we did the Trick or Treats bundle and showcased it, just to show you one that's all in gray that might show up better on camera. This is an amazing little box die that's really easy to put together. It is part of the Trick or Treat bundle, and it scores, it has a little notch, so it's really easy to put together. And the way that it's showcased is it does have little holes, and you would put your little string through it and everything like that. But what I found is that you can simply pinch the edges. You don't have to have a score thing, just give the edges a good pinch. And again, one of the larger dies, the die that is just larger than our 2 3/8 punch, works perfect, which is perfect because our 2 3/8 punch wasn't big enough for this idea for sealing the top of that box down. And that way you can kind of keep what's in it more of a surprise versus having an open box. There's benefits to both. This keeps it a secret and a surprise, and you don't need to fill it as full. In this case, you might put a little fluff, or you might have like a whole bag or box of candy, or like a whole Rice Krispie treat or something in it. So let me show you two finished, just to give you an idea. So I had to dress up the skeleton. I am having so much fun dressing up the skeleton. So we've got the little cowboy hat, kind of minimizing the scary of it. Some people want to do Halloween, but they don't want it to be the scary. And so how can you be afraid of a skeleton with a cowboy hat and cowboy boots and a little lariat, right? Each shrink can be scary. And we put the top over it. And then here's another one with the half circle, using some of our Merry Bold and Bright designer paper. This is a bundle I have yet to showcase for you, but it's really sweet with stocking, gingerbread, different tags and packages, sayings like "Open Me." Now, a little tip that I want to give you about this is that if you're going to punch, okay, 1 layer of cardstock, 2 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers, 5 layers, there are 6 layers of cardstock that you are trying to go through. And really the only way that you'll be able to do that is with a tool called a crocodile. Otherwise, the best way to do it is to fold this, punch it, then go ahead and lay it down, put a little mark, and just kind of start to punch through your layers. Or the other option is to just simply glue it down and not punch it at all. And that's, you know, here I did 2 narrow punches. Here I did punches the whole way across. But again, just know that the biggest challenge of sealing your box up this way is going to be those 6 layers of cardstock. Okay, so if you have a crocodile, which is designed to, you know, like set eyelets and do all kinds of stuff, that gives you a really good punch. If not, again, just punch this first, put it on, mark where that circle is going to be, and just start to, you know, put your handheld punch here, punch, punch, punch. Same thing on the other side, and then thread your twine if that makes sense. So those are some fun samples for you. And you're going to see decals used in just a minute to spotlight the other bundle that I have for you. So let's pull that in for just a second. And the other bundle is this one here called Wishes All Around. And oh my gosh, it's amazing. I can't wait to also add it to Cottage Wreath and mix and match it. That was kind of what was in my head when I invested in this Wishes All Around, was thinking of all the other kind of somewhat wreath-shaped things that we already have and how this could add a layer to it. I didn't do that for this video, but that's on my to-do list. In this case, more I wanted to see how this bundle really worked with the circle, the Deckled circle dies. So we have the Wishes All Around. Christmas wishes. May the love of family and friends surround you this Christmas. Make it merry. Sending wishes for a wonderful and joyous season. You have a stamp that's all these trees. Little tree, little berries. You have some snowflakes. And for your dies, you have this one here that's going to cut this wreath out. Okay. And you have, I haven't pulled them all apart yet. You have this die that's going to cut that little branch. You have some bonus snowflakes that are going to cut larger snowflakes, and again, a whole bunch more little extra branches. You have this fun die that's going to give you some leaves, and then this one is all snowflakes. So I want to show you how I paired these with the Deckled circle dies and something fun about them. So let's set these aside and we'll kind of put everything back together after the video. So here's the first one. And I cut it from holographic paper. I used the new Snowfall embossing folder to add snowflakes. We use the snowflakes here. This paper top and bottom is from the Berry Christmas Suite. And then I wanted the snowflakes, the holographics to still really pop. Didn't want them direct to paper. And I didn't want that harsh edge of a regular circle. So this is deckled. This is a deckled circle. And then I cut a center out of it, or actually, yeah, cut a center out of the deckled circle and just put the greeting underneath of it. Something cool, this ribbon here, this is really, really cool. These are 2 new ribbons coming. So we have this beautiful, really shimmer ribbon. And this ribbon is just basic white and it's 1/2 inch. It's got this beautiful shimmer. Because it's basic white, you're going to be able to run it through your ink pad, run your blends over it, run your blending brushes over it. You're going to be able to change its color all up. But something else that's fun to do is to layer your ribbons. When you have ribbons that are slightly different sizes, is to go ahead and layer them up. And then look how that little bit of sparkly edge along with the sparkly blue velvet works really, really well together. So, you know, use your ribbon up by using it in different ways. And I just tucked it behind the front of that card. So just kind of playing with the elements there. Then for this fun card, put a little wreath on the front door. I borrowed some of the elements from the rustic crate to look like there were hinges to make this look more like a door. This little element right here, a fun little tip for you, is any of your embellishments can easily be changed with a Sharpie marker or any of your blends. I like to work right on the paper that it comes on. And in this case, let's just pick the gold one. I'm just using black. And the one that you choose, like I wouldn't try to change the darker one to pink, right? I would try to maybe change the pink one to red or something. But again, you might want to be careful of your base color. But I have it there working on it, let it sit for a second, then I can pull it up, and that's where the little doorknob came from. That's the same ribbon that you just saw. In this case, I cut the wreath twice. I cut this wreath twice, and to give it more character and color, I cut it from designer paper. Okay, and then we've have our little dots. May the love of family and friends, we're going to open it up, surround you this Christmas. So that's one of the greetings from the set. I just cut it apart, and we've just got that beautiful front door wreath, and may the beauty surround you. And then there is one more. I haven't assembled it yet, but I wanted to showcase for you. So here is the decal. Here is the wreath and what it's going to look like, and what it looks like all die cut out. And then you can see just how pretty the deckled edges with that wreath. It totally changes the look. It's very minimal, but it definitely highlights it and makes a difference. And I have to show you this, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I think it's so fun and it's so cool. Looks like a sea urchin. This is the piece that comes out of the tree when you die cut it, but I had to show it to you because I think it's so cool and so fun. So let me back up here for 2 more seconds and show you 2 other things. So one thing that I know now that all of our holiday catalog product is going to be popular is our metallic snowflake embellishments. And these were introduced in July. We do not know how long they will last, okay? So these are something I would recommend scooping up now ahead of the release of the catalog, or at least taking a chance that they'll be available on September 6th. But then making sure they're on that first order that you place on September 6th. You have copper, you have gold, and you have white, and they're just so amazing to work with, guys. And I've been using them a lot with the one horse open sleigh paper, but of course now that I have all of the holiday paper, we've got a lot of holiday paper with winter snowy scenes. These are getting gobbled up, and you'll definitely want to be adding those. And then a fun one coming. I've showcased these to you before, but I wanted you to see them again. These are just absolutely flat, and they're amazing with the Granny Apple Green and your Merry Merlot, and you've got your your real reds. You've got just all kinds of fun colors. And since this is already raised on dimensionals and raised with the ribbon and stuff, it's nice sometimes when your embellishments are flat and they don't add even more depth to that card and things like that. So those deckled circles, guys, you are going to have so much fun, whether you're backing your wreaths with them, whether you're creating poppy-like flowers with them, whether you're creating flaps with them. And I know this is just the tip of the iceberg. Whether you're adding larger embellishments, focal points, whether you're adding larger focal points to projects, or for those of you that do scrapbooking, the really large dies are going to be great for those larger 12 by 12 projects and things like that. So if you have any questions about any of the projects, just let me know. I will see you guys. Our next live video will be Friday at 2 p.m. We will be focused on vellum and vellum techniques, but I will sneak in a few more sneak peeks as part of that video at 2 o'clock, guys. Thanks and have an awesome night.